Hi, and welcome out to the Death Battle Cast, the show where the cast of Death Battle talks about nerdy shit, including behind-the-scenes stuff of Death Battle and random stuff like, is the Power Rangers movie going to be good?
Yep.
Or who's going to win in a fight between the Power
It's
Rangers?
not very random. I'm pretty sure everyone is wondering.
Random nerdy stuff.
Yep.
That's what we do here. Thank you for joining, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Rooster Teeth or on iTunes or whatever. We really appreciate you joining us. This week is first week, so we are up for everybody. If you know somebody who's had an interest in watching this show before and they haven't, get out your phone, send them a text right now and tell them, hey, we're live for everybody right now.
Yep.
Because this is a one and only time deal, at least for now. Maybe later. We'll see.
There's a big promotion from Rooster Teeth right now called First Week, and what that means is it gives you a little taste of what it's like to be a first member, which is kind of the premium membership service that gives you access to all of our videos early, exclusive videos, and fun little benefits like getting to watch things live, like our Death Battle cast. So this is what it's like. It's this week only. And we encourage you guys, if you want to keep watching, you can try out a first membership by starting a 30-day free trial. Just click the link in the description. I know there's that one on the screen, but use the one in the description because we get credit for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and a bunch of other great stuff.
It's like whenever your favorite YouTuber says like, hey, when you go over here, tell them I sent you. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
For first membership. If you don't know who we are, where have you been? But
Wow.
it's a great way to start this off.
Wow. And we lost them all.
Yeah, they're all gone now. See ya, sorry. I'm a jerk. No, I'm Ben.
He's Jerk.
Yeah, I'm Jerk. Yep. No, I'm Ben, I play Wiz.
I'm Nick, and I wrote this episode that came out this past week.
I'm Tori, and I'm a 3D animator.
And I'm Chad, I play Boomstick.
And by this episode, he means Venom versus Bane, the death battle that just came out. We're going to talk about that later on in the show. Also want to thank Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring this episode of Death Battle Cast. Stick around. We will have an awesome deal that we will fill you in on later on. And there's one other thing. We've also got the... Apparently, we just started. Coming soon, Death Metal Cast, here we go.
My name is Tori.
There we are.
Over there to the side, we got
Thanks,
a
Dollar
hashtag
Shave
in the corner, Death Battle Cast. You can reach out to us through Twitter using that hashtag to send us questions, comments. With every show, we usually end the show by covering some questions. This time, since we are live to everybody, for first week, since it's a special occasion, I will be checking Twitter throughout the show, so you can be sending in questions as we're going, and I'll keep looking at that.
Yeah.
And last week, we also had a community death battle. If you've never watched the show, we end each episode of Death Battle Cast with a community death battle, where we pick a new matchup that hasn't been a death battle before, maybe never will, and we argue it to death, and we send it to you guys, and then you guys argue it to death to us, and then we pick a couple answers from you guys and show it on the stream. So last week, fortunately, I was out, so I missed the initial discussion.
Power Rangers Battle Royale between the original 5 Mighty Morphin.
So this is the original 5 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, no Tommy.
Yeah, no Tommy.
Zords included.
Zords included.
That changes everything. Yeah. I know Jason taught them all how to fight. Maybe not Zach.
But
I
not
don't
Zach,
know,
because he's
but
got his hip-hop keto.
Yeah.
Zach is
that-
unpredictable
that
with
what
that
he calls
dance
it?
moves.
Hip-hop keto.
True.
Yep.
I'm Team Kimberly, and I've got a couple reasons why.
Well, I mean, I know, yeah.
Well, besides those. No. No,
Whoa, wait, what? I wasn't
I don't
expecting
know.
that from Nick, but
I know.
okay.
Every now and then he sneaks it in.
We'll cover that. First, I want to hear what the viewers thought. I think we have two answers to cover. Gerardo's on the board. Can you pull those up? Thank you.
Malcolm Joestar says, I would say Zach would win because unlike the other Rangers, he has a weapon that is good at short range, the Power Axe, and at long range, the Power Cannon,
Very good
which
point.
the axe forms the core of. While I do think Jason is a better one-on-one fighter, I do think Zach would be better at handling multiple Power Rangers at once, thanks to his unpredictable hip-hop keto fighting style.
Wait. Does the axe function as a gun by itself?
Yes.
I think so,
Okay,
yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
It
I
does.
forgot about that, man. They rarely ever use their weapons. Like, every now, I mean, I get they do sometimes, and they combine them, but like...
The problem is they ran out of footage of that very quickly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you cut to footage of them assembling it, which is the same every time. Then you just cut to bad guy exploding. You can use it as many times as you want.
There was a second one answer there, right?
But I guess they'd rather push the Megazord and stuff. This is from, I'm having trouble reading that.
Volk 551.
Cool. Billy would win because he gave the original Rangers their powers back so he could take them away again. Knowledge is power.
He could just take them away?
Well, there was an episode where all the other 4 Rangers had to give Billy their powers so that he could fight this like weird interdimensional being. And then he, like the powers were given back. I'm assuming that's the episode he's referring to.
Sure.
I don't think you can convince them, though, to give him his powers if they're all having a free for all fight to the death?
Probably
I think
not.
it has to be a willing pass on thing.
I know it's shown several times through the series that they are willingly able to give away powers. Tommy gives Jason his coin at one point. They pass on powers.
The shoulder
willingly.
pad shield thing. Yeah.
When Kimberly gives up the pink power, whatever it's called, she just kind of hands it over to another girl. It's just that's all. So I would imagine that's kind of what's going on there, but I don't know.
I don't think he can just, Billy can just be like, and I take all of your powers.
It's just like Rogue from X-Men.
Yeah,
Just touches
exactly.
them, sucks all their powers away.
I think
yeah,
he's
yeah.
just kissing
I
everybody.
do
and
think
then
Billy
losing
will win
powers.
with prep time.
Yeah, is prep time included?
Cause think about all the crazy stuff that happens to the Power Rangers, right? Who gets them out of the jam 90% of the time?
It's the reason why Donatello is
Billy.
my favorite Ninja Turtle.
It's Billy.
The science
The
guy.
science guy always gets them out of the jam.
Billy. Like I feel like on the spot he would find a way to just disable all of them.
Yeah, but see, the other Power Rangers know that. And so, like.
Do they?
I mean,
Because every situation,
that's true. They do shit on Billy a lot.
every situation, they always act like they're not gonna be able to get out of it. Like no, everyone's completely oblivious, and Billy's like, I'm gonna save us again. Like, what are you guys talking about?
To be fair,
Like,
I don't think Rangers pulled that stunt nearly as much as Ninja Turtles did.
Yeah.
Where 'cause
No.
in Ninja Turtles, Donatello would always just have some random gadget that he would just pull out of nowhere and it'd be like, oh, this thing teleports us to another dimension and also gives us Hulk strength so that we can bust down this door. You know, there's random powers, random gadgets. Billy was usually, because he didn't come in as like this super genius or whatever. Like he was a genius, but he didn't understand alien technology
Sure.
or anything like that. They spent a good chunk of the first season kind of introducing him to the control center, the command center, finding out how the technology works, working with Alpha.
Before long, he was able to like master it and stuff.
Before long, he could make those like blue pole things that would make dimensions or whatever.
yeah.
Like those very plastic looking things.
He still wouldn't beat Kimberly though. He still wouldn't.
Why are you gunning for Kimberly as the, do we have any more answers from the community?
Oh, let's
Really
check
quick,
those
let's pull
first.
those
We
up.
got two more. I think.
All right. From Lucas Silva.
Here's a Team Kim.
Here we go. Kim has range and flight, making her easily the most defensive and easiest to last to the end, like Pokemon starters fight. Okay, so you're saying more defense. I never saw Kim that way.
I think he's
But my-
meaning defense by avoidance.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like, he
yeah,
just
gotcha.
she flies away in
Just
the pterodactyl.
getting out of there really quickly. Okay,
Yeah.
I can see that. And May Donut Lover,
Who had
says-
lightning as his
Definitely, yeah.
icon picture.
May Donut Lover says Jason hands down. His martial arts trumps them. Plus, his Zord can withstand the most compared to the others.
Can it?
I think there's a case to be made that there's been
Yeah, it fights on its own at one point,
there's been
right?
like a small handful of episodes where just the T-Rex Zord
His
handles-
Zord beats the Dragon Zord,
Right.
Yeah.
which the Dragon Zord later one-shots the White Tiger Zord.
Oh my god.
That's something that happens later on.
Yeah.
I think it is kind of when Tommy's powers are weak or whatever, but still, it's able to take on the White Tiger Zord, which is on equal footing with the Megazord, sort of. But it also the Tyrannosaurus Zord also makes up the torso
Yeah.
of the.
Yeah, so it takes a lot of damage.
Basically.
Well, dude,
It's the one that's going to be taking the most hits.
Well,
Well,
that
the
and
Pterodactyl
Mastodon.
Zord forms the chest piece.
true.
That's
It does
true.
form
And
the
the
chest,
mastodons are on the side, so
the Mastodon
so-
is the shoulders and the arms.
yeah, I mean the
A little bit of
pterodactyl
back.
is literally armor. It's chest
I guess-
armor.
I guess
That's what
it
it
is.
is. So like
That's
maybe that's what even the way I was saying earlier about the defense.
true.
I think with Zords involved, like I had a big case for Kimberly just because of like she has flight and all the others don't. I will say that Jason's like he can just shoot the lasers. Like it's like the Mastodon freezes
But how
stuff.
good is his
and, like,
aim though?
I
Wait,
mean,
wait. The Tyrannosaurus Zord has lasers?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
shoots the ground.
It
or
shoots the
whatever?
ground and creates like a seismic wave.
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
can it shoot lasers like up into the air?
Not
well,
that I've seen.
I'm pretty sure wasn't there that one
I
time?
don't know if he'd be able to hit Kim out of the air.
Yeah, because this is my reasoning for Kim. Her Zord, not only is it the chest piece for the Megazord, so it has to be tough.
Yeah.
It also can fly 2.5 times the speed of sound, while shooting like lightning laser cannons and stuff.
Yeah.
Lightning laser.
And even without that, though, she has the best weapon, the bow. It's got the range factor. Like I know,
it
I know
one-shots
Zach's got the
people.
gun. Yeah, like her bow has taken out the monster of the day a couple of times when nobody else's weapon has.
But Jason shoots lasers from his helmet.
in one episode.
He can
Wait,
do
he
it though.
does?
Yeah. It
yeah.
shoots it from the eyes.
Yeah.
The eyes of the
And he punches the ground,
T-Rex.
causing
It happened
seismic
literally
waves.
one episode.
I didn't see
And he
this
punches
one.
the ground. He punches the ground, causing seismic waves. He shoots lasers at his helmet.
Oh, and also to
Come on.
Kim's credit, in the comic books, in one of the comic book runs, she becomes the leader of the Rangers. So she's all around.
Okay, now here's a question.
Okay.
For Jason,
Mm-hmm.
is this just with the Red Ranger powers, or is this also with Tommy's powers? Because he does eventually get Tommy's powers.
No, just by himself. You thought
Just
the
by
laser
himself?
thing and the seismic punch thing?
I don't know if that's a part of that.
This is
but-
all pre-Tommy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is all pre-Tommy.
Yeah.
All right, so he doesn't get any of the special
And he's like
stuff later.
completely by himself when these things happen.
All right.
So.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Kimberly just because. Yeah.
Kimberly's she's definitely got the maneuverability.
I'm
and
going
the
with
range.
Jason.
Um,
Lasers from his helmet.
I feel like it's going to be a toss-up between
He
the
just
two of them.
nukes them all before
probably-
they
I'm,
can get
I'm,
in.
I'm curious
way
about this
faster than the
lasers
ball.
from helmet thing. I need to see this.
And
because
punching the ground, seismic waves. Like,
Can he punch the ground so hard it opens up like a crack and all the
it
Zords just fall
didn't
in?
open, but he
You know what Zord would not fall in? The one flying around the
pterodactyl.
sky.
Really? Kim could just fly up into the air, let everybody else take each other out, and then just shoot the remaining
Just
one with the
bombard them
lightning.
with lasers while flying around at Mach 2.5. What are they going to do about it?
That's
That's
hilarious.
a pretty good argument. That's a
Yeah.
pretty good argument. I think Kim
All right.
might have this.
All right, Kim. Kim.
Kim, we
and
vote for Kim.
Jason. That's also because you're wearing red
Jason.
today, I think.
That is true.
I'm wearing red too. Are we fighting over? We
Oh,
got two.
yeah,
We
you're
got two Black
maroon.
Rangers here and two Red Rangers. I mean, I guess I'm more
Maroon.
of a maroon.
Yeah, the
I'm the
Maroon
Maroon
Ranger.
Ranger. It's a new type of Ranger.
It's the one that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
It's our cool new shirt. See? Check it
Yeah,
out.
it is. Look at that.
Weapons, armor, and skills. That's like something you say in the episode.
Vaguely reminiscent, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
Torian.
God.
My
It's
God.
almost like the shirt is based off of lines
No,
from the episode.
Clearly,
No
it's a
way.
coincidence, Ben.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, of course it is.
Whoever designed this, why would they be thinking about it? I'm just kidding.
Good God.
Wait,
Hey,
is that shirt even a Death Battle shirt? I thought
Says
you just
Death Battle
wore a
on it.
random shirt.
Yeah, it just happens to say that.
I want you to say weapons, armor, and skills, and death battle in the episode.
And Death Battle. Yeah. It's our job to analyze their weapons and armor and skills and Death Battle.
In a death
Well, I'm glad that it amuses you so
say
much.
that. You have to say that, and slowly the shirt.
In the next one that's coming out,
And slowly the shirt comes in.
Isn't that-
it just pulls up and it's like, now on the Screw Tech store.
Yeah. Just coincidentally, if you could please just maybe buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that we just open up every single Death Battle from now on like that.
That's what we do. Instead of introducing combatants, we just introduce our merchandise and then they just fight.
Oh, you can do it
thanks.
with Maul because he does the cool merchandise promos now.
Yep.
That's cool. Have
just
him
went on
intro
today.
this music. Yeah,
There
that'd
you
be
go.
great.
I'm sure you're going to see some more Mog
There you go.
promos. We're having a lot of fun with those. But one thing I did want to take us into is you may have noticed that Nick knows a lot about Power Rangers.
I wonder why that could be.
We've been able to point out specific episodes and powers and
Yeah.
the fact that Kim Zord can move 2.5 times the speed of sound, specifically 2.5. That's
Yep.
a very specific measurement.
It's almost like I've been researching this for the past year, trying to get this episode.
Oh my God, yes.
I've been so excited for this upcoming 75th episode. I
yeah.
don't want to draw too much away from the episode that just went up, though, Venom Bane.
Which we're going to talk about here in a
Yes.
second.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about that in a second. But Power Rangers versus is going to be one of my favorite episodes. I actually legitimately almost said it. It's
well,
one of my favorite episodes.
This
that,
is if any of you guys have been keeping count, this episode coming up is episode 75. And I always like to make our milestone episodes
25, 50, 75.
25, 50, 75, 100. I like making those episodes big and special.
Yeah,
and
of
so
course.
for episode 75, we're doing, much to Torian's delight,
I love you,
one of
Torian.
the biggest fight scenes we've ever done.
Yep.
And I know he's super
Yeah.
excited about
Yeah,
that.
look
And he's been working really hard
Charles,
day and night to make it happen.
give me the front cam, please. I'm excited for this episode.
Nobody can see your eyes.
You can't see it in your eyes,
That's
though.
fine.
Dude, if you guys only knew like how long we've been working on this episode, it's something that takes so much time, and there's so many different pieces to it, and we've
Yeah.
had to delay this fight a couple of times just
Yep.
because like giving it the time that it needs, just to make sure, because every piece of this took
Actually, you
a
know
lot
what?
of time.
Remember Lara Croft versus Nathan Drake? That replaced the
Well, no,
Power
not
Rangers
even
episode.
that. You know what? This episode was originally going to be the season finale of last season.
Yeah, and then
It
Lara
was.
Croft versus Nathan Drake took it over.
Yep.
No, Deadpool vs. Pinkie Pie took it over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah,
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 And then it was going to be the season premiere, and then Lara Croft versus
Yeah,
Nathan
and
Drake.
the
took
reason
over.
why is because, well,
The
again, we don't want to get
scale.
into too much just yet because we're going to be revealing some information over the next couple weeks. In fact, next Monday, tune in because we will have this awesome little video that will not just reveal who the Power Rangers are fighting, but
Who's
a
going to
lot
be the
of information
Rangers?
about who the Rangers are, which Rangers are coming in, how the fight's going to be presented. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to be showing off.
Yeah,
Yep.
I made this video and one for the opponents just because I was that excited about this episode. Like,
Yep.
nobody was like, hey, we need to get this put together. I just
Yeah, he
kinda
just did it. It's really cool. And man, Torian has been working on this episode for so long, and it is. I can also tell you with a just goddamn certainty that this is the most expensive death battle that we have ever done by a long shot.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah. Yeah.
We've got a lot of people working on this one.
Yes. So can't wait. We'll talk more about it. Right now we can only really talk about half right now. So like you guys expect a lot more talks about this next week. But I cannot wait for you guys to see what Torian's been working on, what Nick's been working on, and everything. It's gonna be really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So again, more of that coming next week. Tune back into the site Monday. We'll have some information for you.
Monday, that's so
And
far.
I know.
You got something for
it's
me?
a whole half
you got
a week.
little something? Come on, Jones.
We got a death battle.
Yeah.
We have an entire death battle that just came out on YouTube today. Venom versus Bane, a matchup which, 2 or 3 years ago, if you had told me we were going to do, I would have thought, I don't know. It seems like an odd matchup,
Why?
but people kept requesting it.
Yep.
And after hundreds upon hundreds of requests, I just had to say to myself, there's got to be something to this matchup. Let me look into this. And so we looked into it, and it was kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
Like it's not your typical death battle where it's an obvious matchup or
Yeah.
like something that everybody thinks of in the old school playground
Those
arguments.
turn out to be the coolest ones. Though.
Yeah, I love those. So like Death Battle doesn't always have to do the big like milestone fights, the ones that everybody always argues about on the forums and stuff like that. Sometimes we want to get some fun fights out of the way, and sometimes we want to do some interesting ones.
Ones that you may not have thought of,
Yeah.
but are still interesting.
But
Fairly
even then,
niche ones.
this one was requested surprisingly a lot.
Yep.
So clearly, a lot of people watching thought this one was going to be good. And thank you so much. We really do appreciate you guys coming to all our episodes, letting us know what you want us to see, and supporting the show in that way. We have an entire submission form now that you can go. There should be a link below, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Just not on the live version.
Okay.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah, if they're watching the archive version, there's a link below. It's on every single one of our videos that we post on YouTube. You can just click that, and it's like this master form that we have that lets us keep track like in real time.
Yep,
Like,
you can submit
what
your
people are
request for a
suggesting.
matchup. We
It's
have this
really easy to use, too.
whole
You-
catalog now because
Yeah.
previously I'd been making my own list with all these matchups that like I had seen and I thought, oh, this could be cool. But now we got this like master
Mathematic,
catalog,
yeah.
which we can like organize in specific ways to see how many times matchups have been requested, like who requested them, all that sort of thing. It's great. But Venom versus Bane, Nick, you also worked on that episode.
I did.
And what were you thinking going into it?
I was like, why? Why this matchup? What's the connecting thread? Because surely it's not just the fact that they both use something called Venom. I mean, that's a big part of it, of course, but there is more to it than that. They're both like physical threats. They're both like the essentially the evil versions of their respective.
Right.
Of their heroes,
Yeah.
Also
And-
developed from like the heroes of their stories basically created them.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is
Yeah, and then at times they also both struggle with using venom.
and of course
yeah.
both of them get their powers from a substance of some kind.
Yeah.
That kind of controls them.
And it's called Venom.
Yeah, and it just so happens to be called Venom. Bane getting controlled by the Venom less so now because turns out it doesn't hurt his brain anymore whenever he activates it, which is
Yeah.
neat. And I didn't realize that until we were halfway through production, but that's cool. I mean, we make sure we cover everything we can before an episode goes
Absolutely.
out. But we do go into episodes, obviously, with previous research, but obviously not knowing everything. That's why the research section of the production exists. But the fight turned out really good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It was animated by Caius.
Yes.
Shout outs to Caius.
Yeah, definitely. It was funny too, because we like to give some of the stuff. If you guys watched our first membership commentary, which is the first time we've done that, so this will sound familiar, but we like to give our animators, we give them a script. In terms of like, these are the key things what we want to show and like a general outline for like how the fight should go. But we also get to give them areas where they can just kind of fill some stuff out. Guys went nuts on this one because normally like our scripts come out and we're like, the animation should be between like 2 and 3.5 minutes, like it's around that area, just depending. And then it comes back and it was like around like 5, and we're just like, whoa. So it's cool. We got this really long fight and it came out really, really good. So. Man. Also, Ben, we had some voice actors for this one.
Yes. This one we've got Adam Wennick and playing Venom, and Chris Guerrero playing Bane. Actually, Gerardo behind the board over there, the guy making sure that you can see us and hear us.
Yep.
He was thug number 1.
He was thug number 1 and 2, technically.
three.
You can join the group of Screw Attack personalities who are bad guys.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you were
because
the
I was
door
bouncer.
Bouncer.
One
Doorman.
and
Bouncer number
Team
one.
versus Yang.
I was the
so-
ring announcer in Hercule versus Dan.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
If you haven't noticed, we get these like awesome voice actors to play the main roles, and then if there's
Thank
a
you.
little role, one of us gets it.
Yeah, dude, it's so fun too because like we do this a lot, but it's still like so cool. Like
Yeah.
it's never not like I got to voice Kenshin in a DBX that we did, and so like that
Wait.
part.
Oh yeah, it was just
You
the
did
attack
that?
names.
Yeah, that was me.
that was him.
That was
we
cool.
we needed the attack names in English, and we couldn't find good like sometimes whenever we're making a DBX and we don't need voice actors or a big script, we'll go to video game tracks and see if
Right,
there's
right.
like a voice clips online or something like that. And unfortunately, we couldn't find any good ones for Kenshin, and he needed to say his attacks.
Yeah,
so
you sounded
a
just
couple
like him.
couple days before the animation was done. I think that was Caius who was animating that one, actually. He reached out to me and said, hey, can we get voices for this somehow? So I came to Chad, because I know Chad's pretty good at changing up his voice and emulating voices. And we were like, okay, quick, we got to do this now. And literally 2 days later, the episode aired.
He's like, yeah, you want to be Kenshin? I'm like, oh, do I want to be one of my favorite anime characters of all time? No, Ben. And so like, yeah. And
So
it's
you've
also
been
like,
practicing his voice because he's your favorite.
oh man, dude, what's crazy is I
Oh,
haven't-
yeah.
I
It
haven't
also
seen
worked
it in so
out.
long.
I came to him because I knew he knew how he sounded.
Yeah,
He'd
yeah,
seen
and
it
so
all.
I, listened to some stuff to refresh, and then we did 2 takes on everything too, because we did the English versions, and then we also did the Japanese versions in case he wanted like a more clear version of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And so that was really fun, getting to do that stuff. But like, it's so cool. Like it's not so unofficial, but at the same time, it's so awesome. Like you're like, oh, it's the Dragon Ball
Yeah.
announcer, like
Yeah,
it's like, oh, it's Kenshin Nomura, like it's.
That's
So
cool.
we got a little off track from Venom Bane, but somebody on Twitter just made a comment that I want to talk about. This is a fantasy. Hang on, it's cut off. Fantasy Dome Soul on Twitter mentions that what is, in your opinion, the most unfair fight you guys have done so far? A lot of people said that maybe Venom Bane is a little one-sided. I don't think it's quite as one-sided as a lot of people
No,
think, especially
like,
once we
it's-
get into Bane's durability feats.
Yeah.
which are
okay,
crazy.
Is it okay to talk about the outcome of the fight?
Yeah, yeah.
Sure,
Specify who-
spoilers.
Sure. Okay,
I mean,
okay.
I hope you guys have seen the episode already.
Yeah,
please.
hopefully. Yeah. So, yes, it is true. Venom does win this, but it's not as ridiculously, hilariously one-sided as some of you guys may think, and as much as I know I thought going into it. Because Bane's durability is actually kind of shocking.
As you were presenting all
Yeah,
these
yeah.
different like durability feats and some strength feats, a lot of them are technically not canon, but we were trying to see if they
The
could
Batman
be
Arkham
applied.
takes on Bane, for example.
And Injustice, he takes on Doomsday.
He
He
holds
holds
Doomsday.
Doomsday while Superman beats the shit out of him,
Yeah.
and it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
there's
like,
no
well,
way.
That
Yeah.
doesn't
Like-
seem right. But you take those, and the way we always kind of treat non-canon material is if if they contradict the source material, we probably shouldn't look at it. But if they don't, then that's supposed to be that character. So
Yeah,
why
yeah.
would we ignore it?
If it's reasonable that they can do it.
Yeah,
then
if it's clearly supposed to be the same character, then why ignore it? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. It's like ignoring the movies for
Right.
for Dragon Ball or whatever.
Yeah.
Those are technically not canon, but it's clearly supposed to be the same Goku.
Yeah.
But in this case, so we were looking at him taking on Doomsday and thinking, well, he can't do that in the main series comics,
Yeah.
so we shouldn't even bother with this. And then you found
And then Batman got Superman's powers and punched Bane in the stomach.
over and over and over.
And left him for
when I
dead.
watched the episode and I seen that, I was like, oh God. I was like, okay. Because I was sitting there watching the episode like, yeah, this information is cool, but he's like Batman, Superman. I was like,
Okay, we
I
just
don't
heard
know
a beep.
what's going on over there.
There's
All
a
right.
vacuum going on
There's a
outside.
vacuum going
That
on
scared me.
outside.
Somebody
Anyway.
turned on an incredibly loud vacuum in the studio.
so pretty
We're
much.
doing it live.
So when I seen that, I was like, man, what? That's ridiculous. Like,
Yes, it is, Torian.
that adds to his durability.
It
That
is
was pretty
ridiculous.
sweet.
First of all, yeah, Batman with Superman's powers shows up and Bane's like, I've been waiting for you. And he's like, shut up,
It's
bitch. And he just
also-
punches him in the mouth. And you're like, whoa.
Should also mention that it's like a bloodlusted Batman because Batman never kills, right? But
Right.
this Batman was pretty much willing to kill, if not absolutely wanting to kill him with the first blow.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and so-
Bane took several hits.
Yeah, he punches him and then he did that, classic Superman thing where he flies them through a building in a punch or whatever, so they
Yeah,
both
flies him through his own house.
yeah, his own
It's a
mansion.
mansion, yeah.
Yeah, and then he just punches him straight through the stomach and we're like, whoa, like
And Bane survives because
And Batman,
sure.
Batman's arm is covered in like green guts all the way up to his elbow. It's
Yeah.
really gross.
Yeah.
So, I
we
mean,
couldn't even tell what it was at first.
yeah.
I do
Yeah.
find this question interesting, but I'll reword it a little bit. What episodes did you guys that came out? It came out to be, or you weren't expecting
yeah.
it to be
So
such.
We were answering the
Yeah,
question.
responding to Fantasy Dome Soul's question of what is
Yeah.
the most unfair fight we've ever done.
Thor versus
I-
Raiden.
yeah,
Flash
Thor
versus
versus
Quicksilver.
Raiden, I think.
Raiden. Which ones did you guys didn't expect to be like a curve stomp? Like,
Ooh, that's good. Didn't expect to be as much of a curb stomp.
We knew Thor versus Raiden going into that it was going to be.
Raiden
because,
versus Wolverine.
I was hoping that I would. Thor vs.
Find
Raiden is
some-
one where I was hoping I would be able to find something like what we found for Bane.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Okay.
figured Raiden's a god. He can't be that underpowered compared to Thor. But I couldn't find anything that allowed him to have any defense against Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Is what ultimately it
Yeah.
came down to. And once I couldn't find anything, I realized, well, one hit from Mjolnir and he's basically dead. Oh well. But matchups that weren't as one-sided as we initially expected. Oh my god.
or vice versa.
No, he was saying like matchups that we thought were going to be close, but then
Yeah,
we
but they
researched.
turned out to be one.
Yeah, that's what I said.
sided. No, you
said
didn't.
the
Not,
you
not
said the
as
opposite.
one-sided as we expected them to be.
No.
Don't worry about it.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Answering Torian's question, usually those fights don't make it. So if we have
Right.
a fight that like we've had a proposed suggestion that we're like, oh, or like we think this is gonna be really great, let's do this fight, and then we start researching it and we go, oh, like this one's not even close, like at all. If it's a highly, highly requested matchup, then we'll do it because people really want to see it.
Well, the Kirby Boo one turned out to be, in my opinion, pretty one-sided for Kirby.
Kirby, it wasn't one-sided. We specifically changed that from Kirby versus Ditto because that's a good example where it
Yeah.
was way more one-sided than we expected it to
Sure.
be.
Yeah.
So we literally changed the matchup. We pit him against Majin Buu because it was more even. And I don't think it was one-sided at all.
I think it was.
Like Majin Buu's never been able to throw anybody to the sun as far as we've ever seen or could calculate, but he can still blow up planets.
Yeah.
Like, he's still in
True.
that same
I
range.
mean, yeah, but he's still Kirby's. You said it like Majin Buu has never ever had to really fight with anyone who can move as fast or just overall as fast as Kirby.
Well, I mean, the instant transmission stuff, but like, yeah. In terms of, I'm trying to think we had, so there's the Avatar fight. We were going to do Aang. It was Aang versus Harry
versus
Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. That was when they're like, that's cool because like the magic can keep up with the elements. And then we really looked into Aang and we're like, ha ha ha.
It's not
No.
necessarily that Aang was just so overpowered that he would wipe out Harry. It just, as I was looking into how Aang fights, I kind of realized the fight wouldn't really complement each other well.
Yeah.
Harry doesn't jump around and do ninja moves and do karate and stuff. And that's what Aang has some of that element. and it wouldn't really translate very well in a fight. Harry Potter would basically just be standing there trying to avoid things while rocks are being flung at his head. He's like, Avada Kedavra, at some point, hopefully, maybe. Like, that's all the fight would have been. It would have been really kind of lame.
I think
So he
one-
changed it to somebody who's more of like a dueling kind of character who could fight Harry.
I think one that could have potentially been one-sided, but because of one combatant's defense, it was actually more close than it could have been, like the Raiden versus Wolverine. Like, from a power scale, and just, that's, obviously, Raiden has way more power over him, but because of Wolverine's defense, his experience, or whatever,
well,
he was able to
Wait,
keep
I
up
want to
with
clarify. The question that you asked before,
Now he just did the opposite.
Yeah, now I just
answered
did
his
the
first
opposite.
one.
I'm pretty sure his first question
Just accept
was,
it.
is there one
Where-
that wasn't as one-sided as
No,
you
no,
expected it
where
to
it
be?
turned
we
out
need
to
to-
be,
Do we need to go back over
Less
this?
one-sided?
no, it turned out to be more one-sided.
More one-sided, okay.
That was the original question.
Okay. But less
So
one-sided.
yeah, this one
You pulled
I
up the
just
question.
Yeah, you
No,
definitely-
he made it.
I reworded it.
Okay.
I reworded it in a way to where it wasn't like, oh no.
None of us are
Somebody
paying
rewind the
attention to each
tapes.
I just reworded it to where it wouldn't seem like
Yeah.
this one was one-sided and we shouldn't have did
See?
it because all of them are cool.
This is why we do Death Battle, because like no one
So
ever
it-
just accepts anything. It's constantly just like, no, I'm pretty sure you said exactly, and it's like, well, and then we all argue until finally it's like, okay, fine, this is the correct thing. God, so I totally got thrown off my train of thought there with that one.
Sure.
But anyway, that was a really good question. Wolverine Raiden.
Yeah.
So that one, most of us went into that being like Wolverine's gonna win.
You thought it was gonna be one-sided for him?
Yeah.
Well,
Because
kind
Wolverine
of.
is such a hard character
The-
to do Death Battle with because of
whole-
his healing factor and his
I did
adamantium.
too. I thought it was gonna be one-sided.
if you
for Wolverine.
recall, the whole reason why we did Wolverine versus Raiden is because
I
we were
suggested
trying
it.
to find a matchup for Wolverine for a long time.
Right.
And we were looking at a lot of different like possibilities. I'm trying to remember all the like people requested Vega from
Vega
Street
and
Fighter,
Shredder.
Baraka, Shredder,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at all these suggestions and thinking they don't stand a chance. Like maybe Shredder could put up a fight, but he's gonna die
he's
eventually.
gonna die eventually.
You know, maybe Baraka could put up a fight, but he's gonna die eventually. And a couple people had suggested Raiden. I'd seen it before, but I didn't really think much of it because the other requests were so much more popular than
Sure,
Raiden.
sure.
Yeah.
And then Torian comes in and starts animating for us. And a couple fights in, we're having a talk, and I'm asking, "What fight do you want to do?" And he brings up Raiden versus Wolverine.
Right, yeah.
And we start looking into that. Oh yeah, Raiden.
Yeah,
Raiden
no,
is the
Mortal Kombat guy.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Raiden is the
Metal Gear guy.
Cyber Ninja.
with heels.
Gotta be Tango.
He's so
Yeah.
happy about it. But yeah, even
But
then,
yeah, he brought it up, and he brought up some points that I'd never known about Raiden.
because our initial reaction was like, how? Like Wolverine will kill him. Like, how are you gonna kill Wolverine?
I think
that's the
Revengeance-
number one question.
I think
and then,
before Revengeance, that question would have been like even harder to back. Like
absolutely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had nothing to back that up. But after Revengeance and like some of the stuff that you go over, because you guys broke it down. I'm thinking about Revengeance from like, oh man, that was cool. But you guys broke it down like on a scientific level. That really pushed it over the edge. And I was
yeah,
like,
I mean when you got that high frequency blade, man.
Good.
Speaking of blades, and let me tell you about some high quality blades right here, because it's Dollar Shave Club
Oh,
sponsored this episode.
snap.
Oh, that's
You're
a
like a
transition.
segue
That's
master.
what I do. All right, look.
That
Segue.
transition, Chad, was as
Yeah.
smooth as these razors are gonna make your cheeks.
Oh, nice, good one. All right, listen. So, if you guys haven't heard about Dollar Shave Club, it's awesome. First of all, they're amazing because they're sponsoring this episode and help making these happen. So, there's no reason to use a cheap disposable razor or pay a ridiculously high price for some gimmicky thing that's got like a laser pointer with 17 blades. Because you guys know how it is. You either like you always make that horrible choice, and you're just like, do I
Yep.
buy a razor that's super expensive and then like the blades cost a bajillion dollars, we need to replace them, or do you just like, oh, I'll just buy that one at the dollar store and then you shave off half your face with it. So the good thing is about Dollar Shave Club is the best of both worlds. You get a premium shave at a disposable price.
So I can use this.
Yeah.
I
Did
can
you
use
guys already
this
take
right
all
now.
my stuff?
I can use this right
Trying
now.
it out.
I know.
Now we're gonna flick the blades at you.
Oh,
you've
yeah.
done
Dude,
it.
I know,
Yeah.
they're great. I don't try. Why do we give it to Nick of all people? Like Nick is so
Maybe I
accident.
shouldn't
That's a good
actually-
question.
maybe I
Here,
shouldn't.
I'm
I'm putting
gonna
it down.
take
It's
that
not
real
even
quick.
working now though.
So we got this beautiful razor.
Look at that.
I'm gonna use this
Dude, it's got some weight to it. Like, it is
really
a
does.
quality
It does,
blade.
yeah.
Yeah.
cream because it's nice and soft. Moisturize your face.
Yep. And so
It's also like not cheap plastic. Like
no,
that's
no,
metal.
no,
It's
yeah,
metal.
It is solid. Like, it
There
is a
we
very
go.
good razor. And I have dry shaved with it a few times on this show, and every time I walk away and I'm just like,
Yeah,
he's
that
so
feels good.
incredibly smooth. And like, I didn't even have to put the awesome cream and stuff on. So listen, get a close, smooth shave every time, and
smells
you
good.
can't beat the convenience or the price of the club. So here's how this works. Since you guys are watching Death Metal Cast, if you haven't tried Dollar Shave Club yet, you guys are missing out. It's an amazing shave at an affordable price. So right now, they're giving away a 1-month trial of any of their razors for $1. And that's
Is that good, Torian?
Yeah, and that's with free shipping. Look at him just feeling himself. All right.
I'm like,
There's
this
no
meme.
long-term commitments, no hidden fees, and you can cancel whenever you want. So get your $1 trial at dollarshaveclub.com/cast. It's dollarshaveclub.com/cast. Seriously, it is $1. You can literally probably find that in your couch, on the streets, or just ask somebody for it. And go try it out. I promise you guys
I'd
won't
give
be
you $1
disappointed.
for this. This feels great.
Yeah, that's right. So thank you, Dollar Shave Club.
Yes, thank you very much. And now I think would be a good time to go to one of our regular segments on Death Metal Cast. Torian,
That's me.
do you have? Yes, it is you. It's a good job. A+. Do you have something for us today?
I do have something for you guys. Okay, so got Power Rangers going on. Some of the latest seasons are pretty good, actually. I'm so sorry about
All
that.
things considered.
Yeah, all things considered.
You're talking about the live, the
fool!
Twitch stream.
I'm so sorry about that. Turbo was my favorite fiasco because as an adult, I realized that is the worst season.
Oh yeah, the
It's
Twitch,
awful.
the Twitch stream was coming up to the Turbo season, and he posted on
I was
Twitter.
excited.
It's my favorite
Let's
season.
do
And he
it.
comes into the office and he's thinking, "This is gonna be the best. I'm gonna
Great.
watch this
And
as
like
I'm animating."
4 episodes, I was like, this is the worst thing that's ever made.
Oh, I'm
The
so
Twitch
sorry.
chat is still complaining about Turbo.
Yeah, that's
If you
how
look
bad.
for it, you
that's
can
how,
see it.
That's how
God,
bad it is.
I hate when
So,
you have those moments that you're just sure that your memory from something as a kid, like it was the best thing you've ever seen, and then
Are
you
you-
watch it again, you're so
Remember
sad.
when you were so certain that My Way Productions, but Charles, he's the Iron Man, in that Iron Man rundown?
You mean the Juggernaut?
Yeah, but you said the line, but Charles, he's the Iron Man.
No, I
Because
didn't.
in the actual, in the Iron Man
Anyway.
vs. Luthor episode.
anywho.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I did that as a joke.
is your clip
I
something
know,
from
but you were
Power
so
Rangers
certain that
Turbo?
was, whatever.
Oh, whatever.
No, I don't have a clip from Power Rangers Turbo. I was leading into crappy action stuff. Okay.
Okay.
And that lets we're gonna lead that into the clip, but
Okay.
this
Crappy
sprung,
action
This
stuff.
sprung up with Iron Fist too because Iron Fist is crap. But we're not gonna talk about that. This is definitely not it, Gerardo.
All right.
This is last week.
This is
last
last week, but look at all these flips.
Look at so many.
Well, I wasn't here last week, so this is new for
Here
me.
you go, Ben.
Yeah.
You can watch
twirls
her-
him.
Is this
She
just
does a
Kim's
double
flipping
kick.
power?
She does it. She
She
went
killed
up
him
for
like
one
twice.
kick and then she hit him twice. But no, this is the meat right here. This
Okay.
is
Here
why
we
we're
go.
watching this.
She gives him the Tony Jaw.
She gives him the walk of death.
Oh.
This is what I'm gonna call this. More flips.
walk of death.
Here it is, right now.
Did she just walk over them all?
No, it's
no,
next time.
No, it's the next one. Here we go.
So good, you guys are gonna watch this twice. All right. And anytime now, are they ever gonna do it?
Yes,
Here it
she's gonna
goes.
do it right
Here it goes.
here.
Ready?
This is
The
a very
walk of death.
long.
Ready?
Oh!
But they're not dead. She didn't hit the Z. So,
Yeah, that's why I didn't. That's why I hated about that shot.
Yeah.
She didn't hit the Z.
When I was doing the Tiger Zord death battle,
Yeah.
like what 2 years ago at this point, I had found a behind the scenes kind of documentary about the stunt team.
Are we gonna watch it again?
Are we watching again? Please,
No, that's
okay.
done. We're done with that. I found a documentary about the stunt team behind Power Rangers and how they did everything. And because the way Power Rangers worked is they basically were working all week, every week, trying to come up with new action scenes and stuff. And as the series went, the stunt team just decided to get more and more silly and ridiculous with everything they did. So that's why at the beginning of the season, the putties just like seem like bad guys.
Yeah.
But then halfway through Power Rangers, they start, whenever they appear, they're like making pyramids and standing on their hands and swinging on swing sets and just doing silly stuff. And they would come up with stuff like that all the time. And that's what makes Power Rangers so fucking great.
Yeah, you never underestimate a board crew. They'll find some ways to entertain
I mean, we've been
themselves.
working on, how long was the first season? 70-something episodes?
60.
Yeah, when you've been working on that season for that many weeks, because that's like a week an episode in terms of
Over
production.
a year, nonstop.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, no,
At-
no, no.
At some point, you got to start getting really creative.
Season 1, every episode was every weekday. So it's not like an episode every week at that point.
Well,
It's-
production was like a week,
Yeah,
I think.
Okay.
getting ahead.
It's not over. I guess it is over a year. Yeah. Holy crap. but yeah, because it was an episode every week, every day of the week, but a lot of them would be reruns and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, are we gonna see that in the death battle you're working on?
No.
Damn it.
No.
Can it just open up with a bunch of putties and all the Rangers are
I
running
wanted to-
on them?
so-
That's how they show up.
Perfect.
So instead of like kind of just creating footage inspired by footage or whatever, I kind of just wanted to use the footage like,
Just cuts
from
to
the
it.
show. Just it's real life footage, but
Then it cuts to this like crisp 16:9 CG.
yeah.
Hey, what are other good like minions that the putties could fight?
Oh man.
The minions.
No, please not again.
Let's
not very good.
The
The
foot
hand
soldiers.
mean.
The robot foot soldiers from Ninja
hand?
Turtles.
Oh yeah, from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
The hand.
The hand.
I mean, the Foot Clan should pretty much fight the hand because
Yeah.
it's the foot
But like,
versus
but
the
like
hand.
the
It's they're the
robot
parody of the
foot
hand, yeah.
soldiers from the original 80s, 90s show, the robot ones, versus the putties. It's
Gotcha.
probably the best thing. Like, they're pretty much the
Just
same
not
thing
the Z
anyway.
putties,
I don't
'Cause-
even know if there's.
Well, Z putties are indestructible except for the Z.
which
Yeah.
is so stupid. Like
As long as they
him in the
protect
Z.
it. Well,
you
they're
can't.
bad at it,
like,
but
I know. Like it's a button press, man. Like it's
you
just,
gotta hit it pretty hard.
Yeah, you got to double.
Yeah,
kick
but
it.
like, what if you just I'm just walking around, just having my day, and then just turn a corner? But oh, guess what? I did it too early.
You're
and
late
I
for
fall-
work, so you're
yeah,
running, and then
you're
you trip
running,
and
you
fall on
trip
your
and
chest.
fall.
And
Yeah,
then-
you're
and then
dead.
You're dead. That's
You're
your whole
fucking
life.
dead for life.
I'm pretty sure Tommy
That's it.
killed a Z putty with one finger.
I did notice in that clip that Kim did this punch where her elbow was left out this way, and another putty just ran into the elbow and died.
Yep.
Well, she like directly kicked one. She did like a double kick and it didn't die. She just fell over.
So
No,
some
you-
of them are tougher than others. Let's see, but you don't know if you're
No,
gonna be that one.
You're supposed to assume with the double kick to the chest, it's dead. Like
Ah.
you're just supposed to assume she's fighting other ones now. You can't tell. Like they all look the same.
Well, they like burst.
Yes,
They did it first.
They freeze frame.
They ran out of money.
and they cut them, and then they make the pieces spiral out after they glow.
At some point,
it's
they
great.
decided that was too much effort, and they just stopped
Yeah, the
doing
most
it.
intriguing thing about Power Rangers, because they have to produce it so frequently and so much, is just like the corners. Now, I'm not gonna say the corners they were cutting, but just the most efficient and cost-effective way to edit some of their special effects.
Dude, I find
And
the
it's
initial
so
Power
good.
Rangers production fascinating,
Yeah.
especially as an editor, just thinking about taking footage from another show and a writer and coming up with a completely different storyline for some reason,
Yeah.
with a completely different set. Because the Super Sentai didn't have freaking high schoolers in school
Yeah,
going to the
yeah.
juice bar, you know,
talking to Ernie.
It
wasn't-
gotta save the trees and doing my homework. They didn't have that going on, and they
Right.
had to fit that in somehow. And then how they would turn the monsters, they're not just monsters anymore. They're like Kim's saxophone becomes a monster, and they work that into the plot.
My favorite one, I talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's the spinning wheel. They had there was it looked like almost like a Roman chariot spoke wheel was the monster, and how they adapted that was they were putting on a Rapunzel play.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
school.
yeah, that's right.
And you know Rapunzel has the loom and the wheel, right? And
Oh my
so
God.
they steal the wheel and turn it into a wheel monster. And I just like,
The best one
That's
though is when they got baked into a pizza.
What?
What?
Did I miss
I'm
that?
not gonna spoil that. You gotta look it up.
No, please tell me.
Yeah,
now,
look it up.
now you have to tell me.
No, I gotta-
why,
you
did they
gotta
get
look it
baked,
up.
why did they get baked into a pizza?
They just get baked into
Did
a
they
pizza.
have to fight as a pizza?
the Rangers got baked
Yeah,
into
they got
a
baked
pizza.
into a pizza.
Please tell me if they have. Just tell me that.
I'm pretty sure it's like third season. or
Did they
something
have to
like
fight as a pizza?
that. No, they just
just
had to
bust
get
out
out of
of
the
it?
pizza.
Did they just
They had to
bust
get
out?
out of the pizza.
Did someone-
I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm
Did
not
the
gonna
pizza
spoil
move
it.
around? Now I'm gonna
It's
bug
just
you.
a pizza. It's
Now
just
I'm
a
gonna
giant
bug you
pizza.
until you
No,
answer
I'm
the
not gonna
question.
spoil it. You gotta look it up.
Are the individual slices?
Search Power Rangers pizza. I'm sure you can find
I
it.
want to switch over real quick and just thank everybody who's watching. Welcome to if you just tuned
need
in
to
recently
know.
and are wondering why this episode is public and everybody can come watch this. That is because this is first week on Screw Attack and Rooster Teeth right now. So Death Battle Cast is available to everybody. Usually this is a first exclusive show whenever we do it live like this. We do later put up an archive on Friday on YouTube and iTunes. But we do it live, and we interact with you guys live every week on Wednesday if you're a first member. And we really appreciate everybody who's a first member. Chad,
Yes. Yep.
you run through the first member thing way better than I always do.
Hey,
so
no
you go
problem,
for it.
man. Yeah, so it's a great way to support not only us, but all of Rooster Teeth. And so it gives you access to our videos early, exclusive content, live streams like this one, as well as even like a discount on the merchandise store. So you guys can start at the 30-day free first membership trial by clicking the link in the description below. I know there's one on screen right now, and that's all cool, but if you use the one in the link in the description, we get credit for it, and it helps us.
I do love credit.
Yes. So the whole thing about first week is to kind of give everybody an example of like kind of some of the things that they would benefit from first week, and some extra exclusive content like our commentary on the episode of Venom vs. Bane, which if you start this free trial, you guys can go watch that commentary right now. It's up on the site. But yeah, go give it a try, check it out, and we would greatly appreciate it.
And you can also use the hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter to interact with the show. Send us questions and comments, and we will address them. We answer a bunch of questions at the end of every show. But I am looking at the Twitter right now, and I see a Jack Lopresti. Sorry if I butchered that. He says, speaking of the stunt team, did you know that a Power Ranger actor robbed a bank like 2 years ago? We were actually talking about this, how some of these actors and stuntmen have gone on to do some crazy things. So this guy, it's one of the stuntmen
From the original,
bank.
the original Japanese show, right?
Yeah, but there was a. What was it? It was a stuntman.
One of the stuntmen for the Black Ranger.
Black Ranger, I believe, and he became like a actual legit cat burglar, like in Japan, and then he was eventually caught. And they're like,
After like 15
cat-
years.
After a long
burglar.
period
long
of time.
15 years.
What does it mean to be a cat burglar? You only steal a night or something?
You
dress up as a
sneaky.
cat?
You wear a sexy
generally-
cat suit.
You literally steal cats.
No, a cat. You bring
What do you
a
think
cat.
it meant, Torian?
You bring a cat with you. It's like
Mr.
your
Fluffies?
sidekick.
Damn it, Mr. Fluffies is gone. Curse you, cat burglar!
You set the cat in wherever you're gonna break in. You put the cat in so it can trip alarms and stuff.
But that's the whole point. You don't want to do that, though.
No, so if someone comes, if they
You
don't
mean
catch
like
you, it's just a
hazardous
cat.
traps?
Yeah, like it
Okay.
gets caught in a bear trap, and now you don't have to get caught in a bear
Right,
trap.
and it's fine because it has 9
Who
lives.
sets up a
so
bear
you're
trap
good.
in their home? That sounds like
how
a terrible
Tori-
idea.
I'm never gonna break into Torian's apartment. It's full of bear traps and shit.
No, they have bear traps in the bank. You guys have never been to a bank.
Bear traps in the bank?
For all those
Yeah, 'cause
bears that
that's
rob
the
the
number
Who's
one-
robbing banks still?
Apparently bears, according to you.
Yeah. Because you know those bears and their lust for money.
No, seriously, like what do you expect to happen when you go inside of a bank and be like, hey, I'm here to rob it? Like, what's your plan?
Get money?
Like, what's your overall plan? Because if you go
Get
into-
money and leave.
if you go
That's the
into
whole
a
plan.
if you go into
What
a
are you
bank-
asking?
No, I'm saying like if you go into a bank today and be like, if you pose any type of threat or if anybody think you're suspicious at all, you're gonna be caught immediately.
What, you mean if you announce it beforehand? Well, sure.
Yeah, but like people
Hello,
don't
everyone.
generally.
I am here to rob you.
Post on Twitter, I'm going to rob a bank in an hour. Let's go.
What you do? Like even if you go to the teller, like if I go up to Ben, it's like, hey, slide him a note, and he looks at it like,
About to
hey,
rob a bank.
I'm about to rob this.
Selfie.
He's like, hey, put all the money in his bag. Don't you dare hit the alarm. Like I'm just gonna hit the alarm.
Actually, so a lot of employees are told like just give them the money, like they'll figure it out. And of course, they can hit the
Oh,
alarm
really?
too. But yeah, that's the thing. And like, they don't want to get shot. They don't want their employees to get shot.
They don't want the customers to get
yeah,
shot.
and they're just like, look, it's like a.
But you can't even get into a bank with a weapon. Like it's, or I
You
guess you
can,
can,
you can.
like an open bank. I'm thinking of like, cause certain banks.
Ben's like, I do it all the time. Like, it's like,
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I mean, we do live in an open carry state. Like, you
Yeah.
can just walk in.
No, I mean, what
People
I'm
would
saying
give you
is,
some
like,
funny looks, but
Well, some banks, like in my own neighborhood, they have like metal detectors and stuff.
so is that?
You can't.
So if we
Like
go to
the-
Detroit, you're gonna walk in. It's gonna be like metal detectors and bear traps. Is that what I'm
There are
learning?
definitely bear traps. No, I guess I've never been to a bank that did have a metal detector, but I know they exist. I know
that didn't have one? Or
Yeah.
did?
Yeah, like none of the ones around here, dude.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like that's very weird. I
Well, it also
should just
depends on-
rob these banks
Like,
with bear traps.
if the bank has vaults. Because
Oh.
not every bank has vaults.
Okay.
So, like, if they store more than just money.
Sure.
Um,
Wait, they store more than money in a bank?
They
That is not a- that is
they have
not a real
safety deposit
question.
boxes.
That is not a real question.
Okay. All right.
anyway.
Bank security.
I'm just saying it depends what the bank is meant for. But
Like a sperm bank? Is
Yes.
that what we're robbing
that
now too?
that one definitely has a metal detector. There are people robbing
What-
sperm
what
banks
would
all
be
the time.
What would be the best power to have if you wanted to rob a bank?
Magneto's power?
The ability to teleport money into your hand.
Okay, so with Magneto's power, the only thing you can pick up is the coins. You
No,
can't pick up the
You can also
actual.
rip apart the metal walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
tear
that's
the
not
entire
gonna, that's
building
not
out
gonna
of
help you
the
get
You
the
could
money.
lift the bank, shake all the people out of it, and take it anywhere you
all the
want.
people
Yeah, you know.
You just
Or
go
just
to
do
all
it
the
now.
deposit boxes, rip them out, and just leave. And then
guess.
block all the bullets as people shoot at you.
No,
Whatever.
Just teleport. You just teleport into the vault. Nobody even knows you're there.
Like
Take all the money
Jumper,
and
that's what
teleport
the
out.
Jumper guy did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he teleported in. And
Did you just make a reference to Jumper?
He did.
Yeah, but yeah.
That movie, right?
You know, leave me alone. I want the ability to fire. I'm just gonna set the bank on fire.
Will you burn the money?
No, I won't burn the coin.
I just find it funny that you,
You
mentioned.
just countered him by saying you'd only get the coins. But it's okay because you took the bills out on your own terms.
You won't burn. you won't burn the jewels in the safety deposit boxes because I just learned that you can also have those in the bank.
But then you have to. But the thing of the jewels is then you have to go sell them unsuspiciously.
Fire's not going to disarm
Oh,
the bear trap story.
no. Even if you have Magneto's power, you still have to go sell the. What is that? You still have to sell anything you get, no matter what power you
Unless
use
you
to
just
take
get
it.
straight cash
Yeah.
and coins.
But you
don't have
can't-
to sell that. That is money.
No
I didn't say it wasn't. Okay.
You have to turn the jewels into money somehow.
Yeah,
if
if
you
I-
rob a bank, including jewels and stuff, people are gonna be looking for somebody of your description. If you then try to sell those jewels to a jewelry store, somebody might be like, "Hey,
What
you
is
robbed
the
a bank."
Especially if it's right down the road.
No, he'll just gift them.
These are all the same points if you have Magneto's powers.
Okay, Tori.
If I ever have to rob a bank for whatever reason, I'm not doing it with this guy.
If I have fire, you wouldn't want to deal with the guy who has fire powers?
No!
What? Why?
You're gonna burn all the money.
no
Just gonna
one would
burn it
challenge
all.
us. They can challenge me
No one would challenge us.
Why would they challenge Magneto?
because we have like non-metal weapons to fight against you.
Oh, on the
We
ready?
do?
I believe we have non-weapon.
Police
non-metal-
officers carry
We
non-metal
have
weapons.
Nerf guns, Torian. That's what we have here.
However, even if they
Which
bring
would
those,
stop.
even if they bring those non-metal weapons to like us and we have fire powers, we can just burn them all.
Then you're also killing people.
Fire.
You're hurting people.
Look,
That would become way bigger deal than just a bank
when you
heist.
signed up to be a bad guy, right? One of the clauses in that contract was the possibility of human casualties as collateral damage. So,
But you realize that that's going to change how they go after you
it
as
does
well,
not matter.
right?
You're
Yeah,
Magneto.
kill them too.
You're Magneto robbing a bank. They're gonna go after you regardless. You might as well just. Yeah, you're gonna be evil. Just get them out your way.
I mean, I guess if you show up to a bank and use superpowers, everybody's going to be looking your way.
Yeah.
But
And what do you're gonna accidentally kill people by using your
as
Magneto
Magneto,
powers.
you wouldn't even have to show up at the bank. You could do it from the other side of the street.
Thank you for watching Death Battle Cast, where there is a 66% chance that every conversation will devolve into what if I had X superpower.
That's what
It
this
definitely happens a lot. Because Torian dreams of being a supervillain.
This
Yep,
is what
I do. I
this is
literally
what the
do.
show is about. Like,
I literally do dream about being a supervillain.
This is this is literally what death battle conversations are like.
Yep.
We talk about a character and we're just like, what? Okay, so they got this crazy power. Oh, here's a guy that has an alien symbiote that's bonded to him, and it's like crazy and psychotic because it bonded to an alien who committed genocide. And then Deadpool, who's just fucking weird.
Yep.
What could he do?
And then Torian's like, how can I use it to rob a bank?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the symbiote?
How can I rob a bank with powers that wouldn't help me do that? That's what,
Can the symbiote act on its own as a person?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's-
So why
they
does
are
he
two
need?
beings.
Why does he need Eddie Brock?
For energy and life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there is. This is something that we thought about and debated about when we were coming up with a verdict. Going back to the topic
Could
of
it just
Venom
take a
versus
human
Bane.
form and it just
Well,
beat up
okay,
everybody?
The Venom symbiote needs a human host. Or it
needs
doesn't
a
have to be
host.
human. It needs
Yeah.
it needs a host. But one of the questions that came up was, would the Venom symbiote try to bond with Bane instead of
Right.
Eddie?
I kept pushing that question because I was curious about that.
Oh yeah, we all did. And I believe what we came up with was the symbiote sees Eddie as like its ideal host.
Well, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
technically.
is
Spider-Man is
his
his
ideal
ideal
host.
host, but
Eddie is his
Eddie's-
second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have a third?
Specifically because we found out that the symbiote bonds better with people who share its like ideals and emotions.
Yeah, something it has to have a connection with for it to have like a better bond. And like the thing that really ended the debate on whether or not it would take over Bane is that, well, then why wouldn't it have jumped to various other people?
Like the Hulk,
Venom
when it went up
symbiote,
against the
has
Hulk or
fought
the
against
Juggernaut.
tons of people that are more physically threatening than Eddie Brock, and it never jumped to them.
Yeah, or not except for maybe like brief moments of time, because it's inhabited like 30 hosts, but it's like less than 5, I believe, at this point have been like main hosts.
That wasn't the thing that sold me on it. Like that wasn't the answer that told me that it wouldn't just jump to Bane, especially if it decided to just jump to Bane to kill Bane or whatever. You know what I was convinced by was the fact that it chose Eddie specifically because Eddie hates Spider-Man, and the symbiote hates Spider-Man.
Right.
It's specifically towards Spider-Man.
Yeah, specifically towards Spider-Man. And if it jumped to somebody else who didn't hate Spider-Man, it wouldn't have as strong of a connection.
Right.
Like that's really
It
what
hates
it
Spider-Man, but also wants Spider-Man.
is. It has this weird
Yeah.
hate-love relationship where
Like,
either it will have
possessive
Spider-Man or it will
ex-boyfriend
kill him.
type thing.
It is. It's the ex-girlfriend.
He needs some counseling, or
Absolutely.
It wants Spider-Man deep down, but Spider-Man doesn't want it, so now it has to hurt Spider-Man because it's not feeling wanted.
Yeah, basically.
That's the symbiote. The crazy X.
So it needs something as a host, right? What if
Dude.
an animal really hated Spider-Man?
I mean, hasn't the symbiote bonded with an animal before?
Briefly. Just
Yeah,
like
see, that's
brief
not. You
moments.
gotta,
but
you
it's-
gotta hate Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, you know,
Can-
maybe if
is-
Spider-Man like kicked a dog every day, and then when it was older, it would really hate Spider-Man, and then you could have like the Venom dog.
Venom dog. That's cool.
And just like every day, Peter's walking by, just like, "Hey, dog." You know, yeah, that's right.
Oh my God.
But taking a Spider-Man kick, that thing would explode.
There's a little
It's a little
tap.
cake. It just gets like worse and worse every day until like he's just kind of tapping him in the morning, and then like a year passes and he's just like kicking him off the curb, and then another year passes and he's kicking him off rooftops, and that's when the Venom symbiote finds a dog.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be pretty freaking sick. Hey Marvel, I know you're watching this.
Dog
sure.
symbiote.
Hey, Stan Lee, what's up?
Does Venom add to Spider-Man's power, or it just gives him
Yes.
like a different version of power?
Yes,
It
Venom Spider-Man
contributes
is
to the
stronger.
power.
Okay.
That's the black suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The awesome one. God, it looks so cool.
It's just black.
Yeah. Also, by the way,
I don't know why if people think it's clear. I mean, like,
You just made like his interest in that color just so like lackluster.
It's just like a solid black.
Just black.
it's cool with just the white eyes and the white thing. And like from seeing Spider-Man as red and blue for so long, it was cool. To
I don't
see,
like-
a
it's
darker
edgy.
version.
And
Yeah.
the one thing I don't like about Spider-Man, I couldn't really get into him as a kid, is because I didn't like his costume. His costume was whack.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when like I very first saw Venom, and, like the Slender with Spider-Man, I was like, oh man, that's awesome. He should stay like that all the time. Oh no, I don't want the Venom. I'm like, oh man,
Yeah, you kind of secretly want him to have the Venom. You understand
Yeah.
why he gives it up, but you know.
he's not that evil. When he has
Venom?
When he's bonded
Oh,
with
when
Venom.
Spider-Man is
Yeah, he's not
bonded.
that evil. He just got a little edge. He's
And-
walking down the street.
It was affecting his personality, right? He was starting to be a dick to people, and then like
You guys
it was
missed that.
also
See
like,
Spider-Man 3.
I was just gonna say, you guys missed that reference
Like
to Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 3 is
I tried.
goofy and silly, but it does kind of represent what the symbiote does to him, like
Yeah.
pretty well.
Pretty well, yeah.
God, I hate that movie.
But then again, the movie itself is just shit. A couple people were mentioning on Twitter with hashtag DeathBattleCast, why did we choose Eddie Brock as the host specifically and not like Flash Thompson or any other people that he's possessed?
We tend to go
Mainly
with,
because that is the Venom that people think of.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would feel, I think, weird to bring in Venom for the first time and have some random host that most people have never heard of.
Yeah, especially because like Flash Thompson Venom is a totally different thing. Like
Yes.
the symbiote is more like a weaponized suit, almost like an Iron Man type thing, where it's used for military purposes, in which they accomplish by using like sedative drugs on the symbiote, that kind of thing. It's just a totally different character, the Flash Thompson Venom. So
Yeah.
we wanted to go with the classic.
Okay, we're going a little longer than we usually do, but we still want to hit those questions. But we also have an out of context comic book panel. to
Oh,
look at.
sweet.
So
This
let's
is-
take a look at that real quick.
It's one of my favorite parts of the show.
I'm gonna read it.
You want
Go
it?
for it.
Oh boy.
If you can, it's
Batman. Well, if you ever want to talk about it with someone who's had experience in that area,
Oh no.
this person, sure. Thanks, Bruce. meet you in the Batcave in 3 minutes.
Man, look at that.
Is he already undressing?
Oh yeah. Well, that's just great. Like, look at Batman's hand too, and he's got this mouth. He's just kind of like.
He's got the creep pinky.
Yeah.
The pinky's like not even fully on the shoulder.
He's well, you know, if you're gonna seduce someone,
that's
the
the
classy
Hold
way
on,
to
hold
do
on.
it is to pop the
Am I
pinky
looking at
out.
this right, or does he have 6 fingers?
No, that's not. That's his.
a wing thing on his
You got
thumb.
that's his thumb.
Okay,
That's not
okay,
his
okay,
pinky finger.
okay. Never mind. That's not the creepy pinky. That's just his.
No, I mean his pinky's like still kind of
still
down,
kinda
just a
off,
little
you
bit.
know?
It's like he's seducing someone in a classy way. Pinky
I
out.
It
definitely
does
saw
look
6
like he's
fingers.
about to do the slide down the arm.
Yeah.
Let me get that shirt off
What
for
is
you.
it? This guy's hair is the same color as Batman's outfit.
Yeah, maybe that's
No,
why
he's
he likes
bald. Just there's a blue wig on Batman's shoulder.
him.
That's all.
Batman's just looking fly today. He's got a boa on.
So is he taking his shirt off or putting it on? According
It's whatever you want.
I was just gonna say, according to this panel, he's taking it off.
Yeah, he's definitely taking it off.
Meet you in the Batcave in 3 minutes.
He wants this so
He's
bad.
ready.
He's ready to send him to the secret hideout.
I mean,
I mean,
that's
maybe
one-
it
that's
takes
one
this guy
word for
3
it.
minutes to undress. Like, that's entirely possible.
Yeah.
He's got to get started right now. He's like, oh shit, 3 minutes. Well, I gotta go. All right, taking it off.
It's a lot of sexual innuendo in these old comic books.
No. No.
What are you talking about,
I
Tony?
wouldn't
No
have picked that up
way.
if because I didn't read comic books as like real early as a kid, but
Well, that comic was probably came out before you were born, before any of
mom.
us were born.
my mom
It
probably
looks like
wouldn't have let me.
1970s, if I had to guess.
Oh, really? Okay, then never mind.
No,
Oh, wait,
you
I
were
thought you said
born-
19... Never mind.
I was like, how old are you trying to say I am, Ben?
You're probably born in the 60s. I mean, I thought you said 1997 for some reason. I don't know. I wasn't thinking.
What were you doing in 72, Chad?
No, you know,
Disco.
not existing.
So was I.
Wow. We might have not existed in the same place.
Sounds great. I wish I could
Or
run
in
it.
another dimension.
All right, let's get to the questions.
Fine.
Lord.
All right, I think we got 3 of them.
Tyler Kelly wants to know, do all the episodes take place in the same universe where everybody is a murderous asshole?
Yes,
If you want to believe that, sure.
I believe it.
There's no real canon between death battles.
Other than
but
like
we do some references.
joke references.
Yeah, but mostly we just kind of look at each episode as its own thing. There's no really intent to try to create a shared universe.
But,
The Wiz and Boomstick have continuity.
yes.
Yeah.
Ben and I have talked just a little bit of like, what would it look like if we were to put a world to like what Wiz and Boomstick do? We both are kind of on the lines of, we've been back and forth on as to the means in which this happens, but just know that the general idea is that Wiz and Boomstick, for some reason, need to settle these arguments. And so they, in some way, can kind of like transport a character out of a universe and put it into an area. Same thing with another one, and then like remove their morals and have them fight. So we've come up with a couple of stupid ways as to how that can happen. But
Well, when we were first doing Death Battle, when it was first being pitched and we were coming up with the concept, we had this idea that one of the original ideas was it was going to be live action. Wiz and Boomstick were going to be live action. We would have like a set where they would like analyze things.
I remember I was going to
And-
be like a scientist or something. That idea was dropped as quickly as it was brought up. I just remember you briefly
Yeah.
mentioning it.
There was going to be like a whole cast of people.
Yeah.
And we would have this, or Wiz and Boomstick would have this machine called the Pixeltron 5000.
you're actually going to talk about it. All right.
Which would pull, pull
Pixeltron
characters out of their
5000.
universes. And one of the things that I remember you suggesting maybe Boomstick pulls out a Pokemon and just makes it its pet for the rest of the series or something like that. Like there were all sorts of ideas that we kind of threw about. So in my mind, the Pixeltron 5000 exists. Like that's how we do it. But it's
But what
never
about
been
3D
referenced.
fights?
The Polygontron.
The Polygontron.
Polytron.
The Polytron 6000.
Not to be confused with the gaming news site, but of a very similar name.
We should do a Death Battle movie that explains everything.
You know, Ben and I have talked about like kind of fleshing out the Death Battle universe more, and we like to do that stuff a lot, like especially in previews. That's our favorite place.
Yeah.
To do it. Which man, I had so much fun with the Venom and Bane previews.
If you're not watching the previews, I highly recommend it because we do a lot of random impromptu world building in those.
yeah, when we have to close them out, and we're just trying to think of fun ways to kind of keep you guys coming back and see what wacky way Boomstick doesn't want to keep doing this or whatever.
Yeah, one of the more recent ones, you were naked.
Yep. That was
Venom's
That was
preview.
Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had so much fun.
Oh,
'cause
that's right.
Ben was really busy, and I was like, I'm gonna write the preview lines, and he's like, okay. And then
I didn't see these lines until we were in the booth.
I know, I was so happy because I'm like, just wait, they're really good. And he's
And
just like,
I
what
was
did
just
you
wearing
do?
the symbiote the whole time, and then you made the sound or something like that.
Yeah.
And it just
really
came-
loud like this, you know, like, oh god, my eyes, you know. like,
At
no.
first, I was listening to like, wait, is it a attacking boomstick? Oh no, he's naked. Oh no.
I mean, same thing,
yeah.
just different methods.
It's attacking with his attacking boomstick with
Just
his
by being there
nakedness.
naked.
Visually.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
a
I would
visual
agree.
assault.
Yeah, a visual assault. All right.
All right.
Let's get to the second question.
That was a good question.
Yeah, that was really good.
All right, this one's from Caleb. In comparison to Batman versus Spider-Man, would you say Venom versus Bane is closer, more one-sided, or about the same? I would.
I did not work on Spider-Man vs. Batman, so
Yeah, there is.
Spider-Man, Batman's a little different because Spider-Man is technically weaker than Venom. But the reason why Spider-Man won was because of the Spider
Spider-Sense.
Sense.
Yeah,
That was the
God,
big
Spider-
reason why he won. And Batman has taken on things that Bane could probably never dream on taking on. Like, sure, Bane's taken a couple hits from Superman, and if you want to go non-canon, has wrestled Doomsday. But that was, a couple times. Once or twice this has happened.
and even then, he will never beat those characters.
Yeah.
Batman has avoided Darkseid's Omega beams. Like, Batman has taken on Darkseid a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, right, which is
Like-
ridiculous.
Batman is a much more impressive character. So Spider-Man versus Batman was probably a much closer fight. Though with a much more distinct reason for why they win, other than just like, one's stronger than the other.
That's a great way to summarize
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Cool. What else we got?
Cool.
Oh, okay, on the edge of my seat. Risky Rage. What's the most creative weapon you've seen while researching a character?
Bayonetta scythe with 3 claws on the end of it, and it shoots lightning.
Dude, Ratchet and Clank and Jack and
Yes.
Daxter had some goofy shit.
The one that makes him the Groovatron.
Groovatron's great.
Groovatron. The one that
Probably the Groovatron, yeah.
oh, we tried so hard to fit into the episode's fight scene, but it just wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
There's so many weapons that we could have used.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to do that one
Oh,
100% justice.
And Scrooge McDuck. That was hilarious. Like, looking into him, like,
The anti-inertia.
the anti-inertia
and
gun,
friction
and, like,
rays.
yeah, the friction rays, and like you're like, what? Why would he even have this? You know, like it's so ridiculous.
There was actually something in Scrooge McDuck's history that we didn't include in the episode that I saw a couple people asking about. There's God, it's been a little while. I don't remember what it's called. It was basically like a black goo that could dissolve
The symbiote?
anything. It,
oh my God, Scrooge
my God, he
McDuck
had the
with a
symbiote the whole
symbiote.
no, it was a liquid that could dissolve anything. So much so that when you dropped it, or somebody dropped it later on in the story,
went through the planet?
through the entire planet.
Of course it did.
And
That
it,
is
like,
horrifying.
compacted in the core, and they had to actually go down
How
to
do
the
you
core and get
how do
it.
you contain that liquid then?
They got like a bottle or something, and
It's probably one of those. Well, it's like acid. You know,
Yeah.
like a certain type of plastic. It doesn't affect it. So
I guess.
something like
Sure.
that. But so I saw a couple of people asking if he was going to have the Omnisolvent. That's what it's called. I saw a couple of people asking if he was going to have that in the death battle. And the reason why we didn't include it is because at the end of that story arc, he has this bottle of Omnisolvent, and he's looking at it, and he's having a discussion with somebody else, and they're saying, "So do you want to keep it?" And both of them say, "Fuck no, I don't want that." But that's like a random little tidbit.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely had some wacky weapons. But man, good questions today. Do we have
Very
any more,
good.
or is that it? Well, one more.
One more.
One last question.
Oh, it's a good one too. All right, from Bilbo. Loved you in Lord of the Rings. This ain't a question. All right, well, never mind. But I did want to say thank you, the researchers and the animators, for putting so much work into the series, and I can't wait for future episodes by you guys. Aw,
Bilbo.
thanks,
Bilbo,
Bilbo.
I barely
Bill
knew
from
should
Lord
have.
of the Rings
Yeah.
watches our show.
How?
Pretty good.
Do you have internet?
No, thank you very much. That was really nice.
You use magic
He's
to watch
watching. He's
it.
watching it on Lady Galadriel's portal. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
No, don't even worry,
Come on,
Torian.
man.
I'm not gonna waste the breath.
I have no idea who's talking about. Lady something.
Galadriel.
Lady Glad. Who's that?
Just
Just come on. Just tell me.
We appreciate that you like watching our show and that you're supporting Death Battle.
give me a hand.
Keep watching. We hope that you enjoy the rest of the season and everything we've got coming up. If you haven't seen it yet, we have a commentary out for Venom versus Bane. That's exclusive to first members, so definitely check that out. And next Monday, as I said earlier, we will be revealing a bit more about the next Death Battle. It's Power Rangers versus question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. I probably just spoiled it.
Yeah,
if I
you
didn't.
probably just did.
But no, actually, I think I messed up. Never mind, I didn't.
You don't even know. Do we know? Find out Monday. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been, if you're tuning in live for the first time ever, because it was just kind of out here, that's because it is first week. And that means we're giving you guys kind of a taste of what it's like to be a first member. You get to watch all of our podcasts and other podcasts live when they air. You get to watch a bunch of our content, all of our content early, and some exclusive videos as well. Plus a discount on a merch store. So like we even have an extra like extended bit of the podcast called Sudden Death, where we usually get real silly. That's for first members only. So we hope that you have enjoyed watching this live, especially if you've made it this far, or if you've just tuned in. Then I'm sorry. Good news. You can just sign up with a 30-day free trial for first membership by using the code in the description. You could use the one that's like right there on screen, but use the one in the description because we get credit for it. Yeah, and check it out. It is free, and you get stuff.
Great. I'll do it right now.
You better.
We actually still need to come up with a community death battle.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's right.
The bank versus... No, I'm just kidding.
The bank
Who can rob a bank
versus
faster?
fire powers.
Actually, that's...
No.
No, make it interesting.
No.
Make it interesting. Who would be the best at robbing a bank?
Magneto versus the Human Torch. That's as close as I'm
No, I'm
getting.
just saying, what superhero would be the best at robbing a bank?
Just in general?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm down for that.
Okay, cool.
Sounds
We'll
good.
mix it up. We're not gonna actually. I like it when we debate, though.
We do need two characters. We should probably
sure.
have two characters.
No, I like it when we debate. I just threw out Magneto versus
Human
the
Torch.
Human Torch, just because
Oh.
he's not gonna be wearing
Well,
metal.
the Human Torch can't. He is fire, but can he like manipulate fire?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Human Torch, he can shoot fire.
He can shoot
He
fire,
can
but
shoot,
can he
he
like
can't manipulate. Like if
manipulate
something's
fire?
on fire, he can't do anything with it like a firebender.
We are way over our intended runtime
That's
for this
fine.
episode.
That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah,
Nobody's
we're
after
good.
us.
It's first week. We can do whatever we
Yeah.
want.
We want to keep going for another hour. Let's keep going for another hour.
Except for
Gerardo,
that.
you cool with that?
Except for that, because I got stuff I gotta do.
yeah, I do too.
So far, I don't see anything else going. Oh yeah,
we
that's right. We talked. Sorry,
We
Gerardo
did
just held the
mention.
sign.
Good call,
Gerardo
Gerardo.
with the clutch.
We did mention earlier the putties from Power Rangers versus the Robotic Foot Clan from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You want to do that?
Versus the hand.
Not. Is it Z
No.
Buddies or no Z Buddies?
Both of them. Why not?
An
They're
army.
part of the same army.
No, those putty pirates. Because they were just pirates. They were in costume. They had the faces on.
Let's just do Rita and Zed's Putty Army versus Shredder's Foot Clan Army.
Okay.
Cool.
That works. Army battle.
Sounds good to me.
Do the Mausers and stuff count as Foot Clan?
Can Rita and Shredder fight each other?
No, it's just the armies.
You're just, you're just chaos element right now.
Just the foot
trying to-
soldiers. Just the foot soldiers.
Okay.
Just the foot soldiers. So the putties and the foot bots.
Okay.
But there are different kinds of foot bots and there are different kinds of putties.
Okay. We will.
Fair enough.
So you can answer that by using the hashtag DeathBattleCast. Let us know. We love when you guys go in depth as to why something would beat the other thing, especially if you find some like great piece of research, because that's what we do and that's what we love. So yeah, use that hashtag DeathBattleCast and submit your answers and stuff, and we might be featured on next week's episode.
Yeah, and we'll have a big old discussion about that.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about Power Rangers for a while.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the
Ever.
movie's coming out. I'm going to go see that. We'll have opinions on that next time, too, I'm sure.
Yep, I'm sure we will.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining us for this extra special first week of Death Battle Cast. Again, if you like what you're seeing here and you want to try out that first membership, you can get the
Free trial in
isn't
the
there a
link in the
code?
description.
There's a code in the description. Use the link in the description, get a free trial, and we'll be back next Wednesday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we hope to see you there.
Yep.
Until then,
Later, guys.